The SMI Tool, what it is, how to use it, and how it can help you frame knowledgeable decisions about whether to use aviation, surface transport, or a combination of both. SMI stands for Strengths Maximization Index. The tool tells us how well the inherent strengths of aviation would be used in a given scenario within a geographic ministry area. So what are the inherent fundamental strengths of aviation? What does a flying machine do better than any other mode of transport? It saves the most time and preserves the most health, energy, safety, and security. Those are aviation's inherent natural strengths. When the strengths of aviation are maximized, maximum benefit is received by the workers who use it. The SMI tool is comprised of 24 variables. Although it might not be obvious, all 24 are rooted in saving time or in preserving health, energy, safety, or security. The variables were identified in the AER findings and are factors known to determine the benefit of aviation. Almost all of the questions have an informational hover point over on the right. The hover points contain definitions, explanations, and instructions for how to answer the questions. Please take the time to read them, as doing so will help you use the tool more easily and will give you an SMI that is more accurate. So as you move through the 24 variables, how do you know what responses to click on? Well, you might know based on your personal knowledge of the people, places, and travel involved, or you would be able to get the information by doing a requisite transport assessment, an RTA. The 24 SMI variables form the core of the RTA survey. The SMI tool and the RTA are designed to be used together in framing transportation decisions. Information about RTAs can be found on the assessment page of this website. Ideally, SMI should be run using information about all of the travelers in a geographic ministry area. That's going to give you the most accurate SMI. However, to help better understand aviation's benefit in a particular scenario, it might be profitable to run SMIs for different groups of people. For example, you could run them for nationals or expats, for men and for women, for consultants, or for short-term workers. For each of the 24 variables, when you click on a response, a value will automatically be entered into a mathematical equation behind the scenes. If you don't know an answer, you can skip that question and the math will still work. When you're done, a number will appear. That's the actual index, the SMI itself. The interpretation for the SMI will also appear, and it will provide three types of information. In this case, an SMI between 5.0 and 6.5 means 1. Aviation's inherent strengths would be used at a moderately high level, and 2. Workers would receive moderately high benefit from aviation, and 3. Strong consideration should be given to using aviation in this scenario. If you wish to see where that interpretation fits relative to the others, you can just click on any one of them and it'll open for you. They all provide the same three types of information, but the wording will be different in accordance with the different levels. So how do we apply this? If you enter a particular scenario into the tool and the resulting SMI is relatively high, it tells you aviation strengths would be well used and consideration should be given to using aviation. On the other hand, if the resulting SMI is relatively low, it tells you aviation strengths would be poorly used and consideration should be given to using surface transport. But just a note of caution, an SMI is not intended to be a definitive answer as to whether air or surface transport should be used. Rather, it's simply just one piece of information which should be used together with the other AER findings to help frame a decision. The SMI tool provides a research-based numerical indication of the extent to which aviation's inherent strengths would be maximized in a geographic ministry area. Regardless of whether aviation is used or not used, the SMI tool helps confirm aviation assets are being stewarded well.